Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am bringing you my mini clutch bag. So as you can see, it's a cute little bag. The ribbon just slides off and acts as the closure, so you don't need to bother with Velcro or magnets or anything. I think this would make a great little favour. Pop some sweets or sugared almonds or whatever you want in there in a little bag, and close it all up, and I just think it's lovely. You could use it for maybe a young girl's party, or even, you know, for weddings or anything like that, but it's really quite simple. Obviously if you wanted to add stamping to it, just to add something a little bit different, you could add some stamping. I haven't, I've left it plain. I really wanted to use the new terracotta tile, and then I realised that I didn't actually have any of the 12 by 12 cardstock. I only have the A4. So instead I went with Calypso Coral, which is fairly close. If I bring the terracotta tile in, you can see that the terracotta tile's a shade darker, but in this light you can hardly tell actually, but yeah, it is just a shade darker. But I thought, well, we'll go with Calypso Coral and pretend because I haven't got the 12 by 12. I don't know why my camera's not focusing properly. It's clearly having a wobble today. I'm having one of those days as well, so every time I've gone to use something it's run out, so I've had to go and get another pack, and then I went to do one thing and then I ended up having to do two things for that one thing, and oh my goodness, yeah. My day's been a little crazy already, so the last thing I need is this not focusing. Let me just check. I've got all my buttons in the right place, so yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. Come on. Is it going to focus? There we go. Fabulous. Right, let's try and get this started. So, to make this cute little clutch bag, you're going to need a sheet of cardstock that is 10 inches by 9.5 inches, and that's 25 by 24.5 centimetres. Okay, so on the long side, which is your 10 inches, we're going to score at 3 and 7 inches, which will be 7.5 and 27.5 centimetres. We're then going to rotate, and on the short side we're going to score at 3, 4.5, 7.5 and 8 inches, and in centimetres that will be 7.5, 11.5, 19 and 20.5. Okay, so that out of the way. And obviously if you wanted to start stamping, obviously you do it before you did your scoring and everything else. Then we're going to fold and burnish all of our score lines. And this is quite a simple one to make actually. I was just, you know, I think I've mentioned to you before, I prep my videos ahead of time so that I just spend one day then filming and so on and so forth. And to be honest, I made this a little while ago, and I was just then, as I was doing the score lines, thinking, crikey, I hope I can remember how to make this because it's been a while. But then it came back to me. Okay, so this is what we are looking at with our thin score line at the top there. So what we need to do is, starting at the bottom, which is the wider part, I'm going to cut straight down the score line, and the same on the other side. And then we're actually going to cut this in half and cut some wedges to create our tab. Okay, so we're going to do the same the other side. So we're going to cut it in half, and then we're going to cut wedges. Okay, so we've done that. Now we need to do the same on the other side. So spin it round now so that the narrow score line is nearest you, and we're actually going to cut down past the first score line, past the second, and down to the third. And then we're just going to cut this in half, cutting away all of that as we go. And then we're just going to trim the sides there to create more tabs. Okay, so again, going to cut down the side here, all the way past the first and second score line, all the way down to the third, and then cut that large piece in half and create your tab. Okay, so that's what it should now look like. Okay, so to make the top a little prettier, where you have the narrow bit on the ends here, we're just going to use our lovely detailed trio punch to create those round corners. Okay, so that's that part done. So now we need to add some adhesive. Oh no, nearly forgot, silly me. We need to do these score lines. Nearly forgot. Where's my ruler? So what you need to do then is, from what would be the main part of your bag, on these side panels here, we need to score them at half point. So for me, this is 1.5, so we'd be scoring at 3/4. And I'm going to mark the top and the bottom and score straight up. So in centimetres, I'm guessing it might be about 2 or just under 2 centimetres. You'll have to have a look when you make yours up. So 3/4, 3/4, and then score that line. And then from the bottom up, you're going to mark another 3/4 of the way up, and then we're going to score from that to the bottom left and the bottom right corners. And then we're going to spin it round and do exactly the same again. So 3/4 of the way up that score line, and then score across to the left and to the right. And then you'll end up with this shape. Can you see those? Yes. So these will automatically fold in on themselves. As soon as you start to press that middle line in, that middle score line in, they will automatically fold. Okay, so now we can put our adhesive on. I'm going with my lovely tear and tape. So I put a little piece close to, the edge, and I'm just going to put another piece on here just to hold it all in place. So another piece close to that score line. You can use wet glue if you have the time to wait for it to dry, but as you know me, I'm impatient and don't have that time. So just popping some more tear and tape on here. Oh, we're still in focus. Yes, we appear to be. That's all good. So the last little piece, not quite straight, but straight enough. There we go. So those are the last pieces, and then I'm just grabbing my take your pick tool. I knew that was going to happen. I could hear people talking outside. So my dog's barking, telling them, oh, it's a little dog. It's one of their friends going past. Okay, so take the backing off. My videos wouldn't be my videos, would they? Let's be honest, if the dogs didn't bark. I think people listen just to see if the dogs are going to bark at some point. Just take this backing off. I've ripped this one slightly, so it's a bit of a nuisance to get off, but there we go. That's that one off. And then this last couple here. Oh, for heaven's sake. There we go. I've done it again, look. It's because I'm rushing. Take your time, Sally. Right, so now we just make it up as you would a normal box. So we're just going to tuck those sides in there. Just make sure that they are nice and straight as you line those up. Same again this side, just line those up, and then the last one just there. And then as you'll see, when you push these parts in and pop that lid on, you see these now create that lovely pattern. So then you want some ribbon. Again, everything's getting a bit drastic in my craft room and I don't quite know why. This is the last piece of ribbon I had and I prayed that it was going to be long enough. I have a list going on here, a little list, and I keep adding to it of all the things that I need to restock on. And heck, I see another dog now, so be prepared. We'll have some more barking, I suspect, very shortly. Right, so this is the gorgeous metallic edged ribbon. This is the very vanilla, and the previous one is the white and silver. This is gold. Gold and very vanilla. Now, this bit can be a little bit fiddly and can be a bit of a nuisance to make, because as you can see, every time you try and do it, this slips. Now, I don't remember if I used any fabulous technique for the other one, because obviously you don't want to put a peg on it because it's going to crush that. So I think the secret is just to, you know, just do your best and then fiddle with it once it's done. Okay, so that's that part done. We're getting there slowly. Make my bow, and this is where I hope and pray that my bow turns out okay. Come on, come on. Getting there slowly. There we go. It did do it. Not quite an equal length of ends of ribbon, but you know, we're there. We've made the bow. Okay, so I'm going to redo that before I put the last finishing touch on for the photos. So I'll leave it as it is, and then I've got my gold faceted gems for this one. I used the clear ones on this one, and I've just got some faceted gems just to tie in at the bottom there. And this is what I mean about them being a ideal wedding gift or wedding I'm gonna have to fiddle, sorry, gonna have to redo this one, but this is why it would make a perfect wedding favour, because it's got you know, the silver or the gold that potentially would be involved in many a wedding. So I think it would work perfectly. But I'm going to have to redo this bow, folks, because I'm just not happy with it. But I think this might be the winner. Crikey, us crafters have to have like disjointed fingers and all manner of stuff going on, don't we? Octopus hands so that we have an extra hand for doing stuff, and then, you know, disjointed fingers to tie bows and hold boxes, and there we go. Okay, let's have a little bit of a quick tidy of this bow. And I've twisted the ribbon. Right, I'm going to leave it as that because it's just not playing, and I will do this one better, I promise. But there they are. There's my mini clutch bags with crazy bow and all. But don't they look lovely? And like I said, I think they would make a great little favour. Maybe an easier way of fastening the bow might be a better one. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed them and I've entertained you, and hope to see you all again soon. Bye!